Now, I can still type it in right here.
I think it has to be.
And when I get it right, it turns blue. And that will look exactly the same as my ActionScript 2 thing. When I do this. It's just a matter of how much help do you want. Which is why I kick it back over to ActionScript 2 for these little simple demos. Because I want to demonstrate the principle of how to do it rather than the syntax of how to do it. The syntax we can figure out later. I want to show you the principle, so I want to keep it as simple as possible. So if you're finding yourself lost in the maze of ActionScript 3, just create a new document and create it as an ActionScript 2 document, and things will go a lot easier for you. Okay, so just to do the button and not the animation part, although, you know what, the animation part's not that difficult anyway. Here's a fast way to do that. I have one frame. I'm going to choose my text tool. I'm going to write some text. Format this text. I'm going to right-click on frame 10, insert a keyframe. My text tool. Right-click on frame 20, insert a keyframe. Text tool. Right-click on frame 30, keyframe, text tool. And I'm going to just add some more frames so that plays for a minute and insert keyframe. So now I have a movie that does that. Right? See how that does work? When there's a keyframe, there's a change. It can be right in the same text box. But when the keyframe changes, there's a change. We added a layer called Actions. And we wanted to, if we want to skip the region that says 3, I put a keyframe on frame 19. And from my Actions palette, this is on the frame now. We're going to have a timeline control. Go to and play frame 30. Now, why frame 30? Because that will skip over the whole 3 region. So I'm going from here to here. When this frame plays, it'll jump straight to there. All right, everybody follows that. Now, for the button, just for clarity, I add another layer. I'm going back to frame 1, and I'm going to draw my button. Here's my button. Double click, modify, convert to symbol. You have to convert it to a symbol, and make sure it's a button type. Type button. On the button. And how do I know that I'm putting this code on the button? Because in my Actions palette, the current selection right here is symbol 1. Okay? That's how I know that that's what I have selected is symbol 1. I'm going to choose movie clip control, on, release. Then we want the timeline to go to and stop on frame 20. Test it. skipping 3. When I mouse over it, I get the hand pointer that tells me it's a button, and when I click and release, it stops something. Okay? The trick there is to be sure you're attaching the code, the button code, to the button and not to the frame. Because if you try to do an on-release command and you're on the frame, and that goes in there, when you run it, you get an error. And it'll tell you something like, handler must have an object or something like that. All right, so you want to do that again just to refresh.
Yeah, real quick. Shape, double click. Alright.
Let's put in another button. I'm going to put in another button to
Get started.
grid shape,
Yeah, and you double click that shape, right?
pointer tool,
Yeah.
double click to select the whole thing. Modify, convert to symbol. Type button. You have 3 choices: movie, clip, button, graphic. You want to make sure it's a button. Okay. Confirm that your current selection is symbol 2 in your actions palette. And here I'm going to do on, release, timeline control, play. And we'll test it. Skipping 3, I click the rectangle, stops on 3, if I click the circle,